so on the way up, you said something to me that was really interesting about how in creating the sound theme for Ant-Man, thinking small wasn't the right way.
Right.
Can you talk about that? Just because I think that's really interesting.
Right, well that's kind of the first thing you think of when you think, okay, what kind of music would be appropriate for a superhero to shrink to speeding up voices, chipmunk styles, you know, that's one way to create a small sound. And there are other kind of fun techniques to make a small. You know, we thought about could we have some miniature instruments made, for example, and try to record them, and what would that sound like? And we also talked a little bit about the electronic approaches that I experimented with to sort of create these skittery, glitchy, broken digital sounds that we call, you know, let's say like a cybernetic ant or a cybernetic mosquito or something. But I think to make something sound small, however appropriate it might be to a character who can get so physically small, is really working at cross purposes to what you want to do emotionally with the music, which is big, right? I mean, the poster says it all. Because heroes never get bigger, right? They're totally playing on the contrast between the bigness of the story and the smallness of the character. So I couldn't have any music really that sounded small, because it would diminish the power of that heroism, which is a big emotion. It's just not a small emotion. And music is about emotions more than about physical size.
I've seen a lot of film scores. How do you score a film like Cake and then Edge of Tomorrow? How does that work?
It's a great question. I don't know that I have an answer to that exactly. To me, it has always been pretty easy to switch my brain into thinking a different way from the way that I have been thinking. Ultimately, I think it's a similar answer to the TV versus movies question I get often, which is really, it's all storytelling through music. Just because in one film I am doing a more esoteric, electronic, ambient type of style, whereas in another film I'm doing what you might call a more muscular, contemporary, action, sci-fi. The instruments are different, the techniques, writing for those instruments are very different. But ultimately it's all storytelling through music. And the fundamental problems the composer has to solve. Maybe a better way of putting the fundamental questions the composer has to answer are the same. Whose point of view is the music taking in this piece of music? This character or that character? And is it literal? If I'm taking a certain character's point of view, am I taking it literally, or am I going to play counterpoint to that in some way to create another layer of resolution that maybe can add something that's not already on the screen, and that applies to any genre or any style of music. The rest is just the mechanics of, how do I make pieces made all in the computer with synthesizers for very little money for a buddy of mine that I went to college with, in the case of Cake, sound great, versus going to London and recording an 80-piece orchestra. Edge of Tomorrow, totally different techniques, but I don't, that's almost the easy part,
So whose point of view is from? It's in Cake? Who are you making the music's point of view?
I think it's mostly from Jennifer Aniston's character's point of view. And there's a fractured quality to it, I think, that emphasizes the fractured nature of her character. I think the decision to go electronic was as much a practical decision as it was a creative one. Because it was a low-budget film, we didn't have the option of running and recording it Abbey Road or whatever. But that suits me just fine, because I particularly like playing those types of sounds. Honestly, I had to sort of chomping at the bit for an opportunity to do a very beautiful, all electronic score. Just to see, what I was. I've never really done that.
It's really good.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned it. Very few people have heard it.
The Frozen soundtrack is one of my favorites. Can you talk about this creation, please?
Which one?
The Frozen.
Yes.
I need you in about a minute.
Okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah, what do you want to know?
It's one of my favorite. What is the most difficult challenge that you met during the production, the creation of this soundtrack?
Okay. Well, first let me just say that I'm extremely grateful and lucky to have worked on a film as successful as Frozen. I mean, it's something I think a lot of composers who begin their career in Hollywood can only dream and hope to have a hit like that, or a Titanic, or for Brian and Avengers. It does transform your career and your life, and of course gives you a lot of security, financial, career-wise, at least temporary. I guess I'm still right now a little bit in the Frozen honeymoon. I got a couple more years of that.
Good.
And then I'll need another one. But it's great for all those reasons. That's your question. I think the toughest time I had on Frozen was with the very first piece of music that you hear in the film. It was a classic case of tent music love. I'm not sure if you or your audience knows what tent music is, but it's pre-existing music they just throw into the movie to edit to, and it often stays in the movie for a long time before the composer gets a chance to replace it. And by then, a lot of times people have fallen so hard in love with the music that they can't imagine any other music there. And that was the case here. It was John Lasseter who had done the Falling in Love, and it's him. You can't ignore that. So I struggled with that for a while. I wrote a couple of pieces in a similar style, and then somebody just sort of said the obvious thing, which is, why don't we use the piece that he loves? Well, there was actually good reason why, and that's because it contained a very like a Christian, some kind of a Christian hymn, the lyrics or the tune or something very Christian about the middle section of the song. Disney can't do that. That was the only reason why they couldn't license it. Because I was like, guys, why are you making me go through this? It's a beautiful piece. It's sung by a Norwegian choir. Just pay for it, buy it, put it in the movie. So we can't, because of it's too religious, and we can't do that as a company. And so I said, well, why don't we try to find the guy who wrote it, and I'll talk to him, and maybe we can write something together. He can write it, or I can write it, or whatever. Okay. So we collaborate a little bit. I mean, my contributions to that piece were pretty minimal. A little bit here and there. Even though both our names are right next to each other, it really should be his name about this big and my name about that big. And I refer to Frode, whose last name I won't try to pronounce, who was the guy who wrote that beautiful Norwegian choir piece that starts out. We went back to Norway to record the same, I think they were all women, Norwegian choir that sang on the original recording that was in the 10th score that John Lasseter fell in love with 2 years ago.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Are you leaving, or setting another question for you?
Until someone grabs me.
Fair enough. If you can eliminate...
Wait, how much more time do we have?
Let me do one more.
You gotta give us a heads up when that happens.
If you can eliminate time, money, or skill as one of your problems that you face in a movie, which would it be?
Skill. I mean, one of the problems is skill. I'm not sure if that's what
I mean the players of the musician, where they can play any composition as fast or as slow or
okay,
as
I
high
can play
as...
it. So that, no problem there. And we'll get to
Time and money.
eliminate it as a factor
Of a
in
challenge that you face.
Everything else a distant second. I think the more time you give, I don't want to speak for other composers. I'm assuming it's the same for all of them. The more time you give me, is a direct relationship to the more time I have. I think. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for seeing me. Great to see you too. You got it.